Hey everybody, welcome back to where we go line by line into the New Testament to pull out any nuggets for our own spiritual growth and our own understanding of what the New Testament is saying. And in doing so, I have a whole lot of questions. So if questioning the Bible offends you, then, well, you're probably at the wrong channel. Because I believe the infinite has given us reasoning ability, critical thinking ability, and to understand the world around us and the mostly Christian nation we live in. It's important to know these things and to ask questions, I believe. In Matthew chapter 11, verses 13 through 18, Jesus is saying John the Baptist had this prophecy. And he's saying if you're willing to receive, then he is Elijah who was about to come. And this is interesting because Jesus seems to be talking about himself in third person, that he is coming, or is John the Baptist coming? It's real confusing there. And if any of you scholars, most scholars debate and disagree on much of these things, so it's hard to figure out what exactly the facts and truth is. And they mention Elijah. And I say they because the New Testament is more in Matthew. It was not written by Matthew. There's no evidence of that. They just stuck the name on there. And it has been doctored by scribes ad nauseum. And they just threw it out. Just threw the name Elijah randomly and super briefly in this text, and that just seems like an obvious literary ploy by a scribe to do the bidding of the hierarchy of a church that's being established, and it seems pretty obvious. And Jesus calls this generation that he is in, they are like little children. And when he calls them little children and he's chastising them, it sounds like he's basically calling them stupid and aloof and not caring and doing their own thing. But aren't all the next generations, after us and throughout history, the generation, like my generation now, looks on the generation coming up as, oh, they have it a lot different. They're a lot different than our generation. And, our parents' generation said the same thing about us, and our grandparents' generation said the same thing about them. I'm questioning, why is Jesus saying something that's been so obvious throughout all of time? And so why is he just specifically chastising that particular generation? I'm not sure, because it doesn't say. And then that generation calls John the Baptist, it says that John the Baptist has a demon. And this is where it gets interesting because, well, it's all interesting. But why did they say this? Like, why would a group of people say, hey, this particular person, John the Baptist, has a demon in him? It just seems like something's left out of the story. Like something has to be left out of the story. What is the purpose and what is the reasoning to do that? And sometimes people, as we know, don't need reasons. You need to just get in a big mob or a mass, and everybody, kind of like the gladiators, in the big arena, give them bread and circus, and they'll cheer for somebody to get trampled to death by elephants or cut their heads off in the arena. All these wild things that people will cheer about. But if this is just some guy doing miracles, then why would you say he has a demon? And then why would the masses get behind that story? I don't know. It doesn't say. It's just completely left out. But we, here at the Mystics of Texas, we do deep dives into a whole array of tools, mental and emotional tools that the infinite has given us. We have the ability to know ourselves. We have the ability to explore ourselves, to understand how our emotions often guide our actions, and how our attitude and our inner vibrations affect the ones around us, and how we can connect to Mother Nature and be better stewards of the land and be better stewards to ourselves and our relationships. And if those things are important and vital to you, then I encourage you, if you're in the local area, to come out and visit with us. We are here every single Sunday at 1:15, and we do gather often during the week. But come out and see us then our main day of Sunday at 1:15. I think you'll be glad you did if you like to question things and figure things out for yourself and have good connections with good people, to have good fellowship and meditation. And I invite you. So thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.